Hey everybody, this is David here, aka Chessman, and I'm here today to talk about chess as usual. And um, basically, I'm continuing my series where I'm basically gonna go through all the chess openings. I'm basically giving brief overviews first, and then I'm gonna dive deep into each opening. And I'm going to tell you what all the moves are and what are all the playable moves and all the bad moves as well, in case you ever see them. And basically, I'm just working on how, in what order to make those into videos. But I'm also trying to show you how to do this on your own. So if you want to study a certain opening, you can do it on your own instead of wait for me to make a video, or you can just request it, and I'll see if I can get to it sooner. So last time we went over one d4, the queen's pawn game. The time before that, we went over one e4, the king's pawn game, and before that, we went through all of the first moves. And basically, now we're going to the next opening that we're going to go over is called the Reti opening, and the Reti opening is one knight f3. If you see right here, I just want to make you aware e4 has been played 1,900,000 times, d4 1,200,000 times. Knight f3 is third, and it's only been played 330,000 times. So this is where your strategy has changed. Like, you're going from playing openings that are well known to the first opening that's not as nearly well known. So this is where strategy comes involved. This is where e4 and d4 are probably better moves, but knight f3, it's not that worse, and it's apparently more flexible. Let me just bring you to the Reti opening guide, and let's see. Let's see what it says. It says, okay, the Reti opening is a chess opening for white that starts with move one knight f3, like it shows. Usually, white will want to play d4 and c4 to continue with the traditional Reti, or it can play other moves to transpose it to different openings. So you can play other moves that transpose into other openings. So that is one of the main benefits of playing the Reti opening is the flexibility. So you can be flexible with the Reti opening. You can keep your opponent guessing. You can either choose an opening that is well known, that, like, for instance, if you play knight f3 the Reti and your opponent plays c6, or if your opponent plays the Reti and you play c6, it's an invitation to the Slav defense. If he plays e6, it's an invitation to the Queen's Gambit. If he plays c5, it's a transposition into the Sicilian defense. It's an invitation to, and you can either choose, for instance, the Sicilian defense or something else. We're gonna go over each option and see what options there are. We're going to show you how to transpose, for instance, into the Sicilian, and then how to avoid it if that's what your preference is. But the point is, you'll have those options, and you can keep your opponent guessing. So that's the major benefit of the Reti opening. So games are usually positional and with lots of strategic maneuvers. So let's go over, see the main ideas in the Reti opening. The Reti opening is a hypermodern opening, which means that white will not try to occupy and dominate the center at first, but will try to win it back later by attacking it with pawns and minor pieces. The Reti opening might transpose to a different opening easily if certain key moves are not played, which is a plus for the player with white, who can keep their options open until the very last moment. Typical plans for white. White's strategy in the Reti opening often revolves around controlling the center from a distance and keeping black guessing. Here are some typical plans: fianchetto the kingside bishop, delayed central pawn push, and flexibility in the center. All right, so we're gonna go into in depth different move orders and what moves are available. But I just wanted to give you the main ideas in the Reti, what it's about. So there's also a Wikipedia article about it, about the Reti opening. It says white attacks black's pawn from the flank. If black defends the pawn with 2 c6 or e6, this transposes to the English opening. And the former line resembles a Benoni. So it it can go into a reverse Benoni defense. Um, yeah. So you can come to. There's not that much on Wikipedia, honestly. Like compared to E4 and D4, E4 D4 there was so much information, but once you get out of E4 and D4, there's not very much information. So the ready opening, it's going to be a lot more work. It's all fun, so I'm gonna have fun doing it. But there's a lot of information, and unfortunately, I can't just go to Wikipedia to find it. I'm gonna have to do some more research, and I'm going to have to just test each move. What I'm probably going to be doing is going to 365chess.com. Going to put in knight f3, which is the ready, and I'm going to play all the moves starting with the most popular. I'm going to put it in the chess engine and see what it comes up. See what rating it gives it. And then I'm going to keep going, and that'll tell me which options are playable. And then I'm going to start making main lines. I'm going like with D4, E4 and D4 there's already main lines made. But with all the other openings starting with knight f3 or all the other openings that aren't E4 D4, they're just like I said, there isn't much information. So that's good and bad. The good thing is if you do create main lines with those openings, it's going to be a surprise to your opponent. They're most likely 90% of them, maybe 99% of them even, won't be ready for it unless they're using an engine and cheating. But hopefully they're not doing that. But hopefully they're watching this video and just studying like the rest of us. So, let's see. So what I've been doing for the other videos is I suggest copying all this down, so you can pause the video here and copy it. If you don't want to copy all of them and you just want to do the ones that are definitely playable, I would stop. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I don't know this opening very well, but going by the point average, I'd say stop at H5, the ready opening, and you can copy H5 all the way up. But these other openings might be playable too if you know the right move orders. You might have a disadvantage, but if your opponent doesn't know the opening, you might have an advantage actually. So confusion is definitely a weapon in chess. So I'm excited to get into all these, even the ones that don't look very good. I'm not really excited about 1f6. I'm in the belief that you should never play f3 and you should never play f6, but I'm still curious. So maybe I'll start a fad where you play f3 or f6. Let's see. So trying to think if there's anything else. Like I said, there's not that much to go on. This is just an introductory video to the ready opening. It took me a while to get this information, but displaying it just doesn't take that much time. This video has only been going on for about 8 minutes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Like I said, I'm going to be making in-depth videos on hopefully every single one of these. I'm probably going to have to make multiple videos on each one. It's gonna take a long time, but you can do this yourself. And look, the good news for you is you don't have to learn them all. All you got to do is pick which ones you want to learn. You start with E4 and D4. My advice, well, if you're playing the white pieces, you can start with any first move that you want. So, okay, if you're playing with the white pieces, that means you go first, which means you can study any one of these moves. I'll just bring it back to the, like, if you haven't copied these down, you might want to, and copy the rating. Because, for instance, I keep going back to this, but like the Van Cruz opening, which is 1E3, is plus 0.23. It's pretty close to the top moves, and it's only been played 2,700 times. So you'd have a huge advantage if you knew this. But E3 is not. You're not going to have much information to look up on the internet. There isn't going to be a big Wikipedia page. So you either have to search for a book that happens to exist that talks about this opening, which I don't think one exists because it's 1E3. But what you can do is start using, you can use what is here. So you can click on it, and these are the moves that have been played. And what you can do is put it in the chess engine. You could even use the start engine analysis here on this same website. You push that, and I don't want to use too much engine because I'm recording at the same time. So actually, I think I'm going to stop it. I don't want my computer to freeze. But anyway, normally when I'm not videoing at the same time, it would show a number and it would show basically how good E3 is. So it would give a similar number to what's here. It also shows the engine evaluation on the side here. So you can either do it again to make sure, or you can just follow what it says here. So this gives it the best move is so far. I don't know if it's the best move, but it's the most played move. That's why I like playing them in the engine, because I want to know which one's the best move. That's why I do this on the side here. And I'm going to keep doing it because I just like to know. So you can either wait for me to get to the Van Cruz opening, or you can do it yourself. I'm going to show you the first time I do it with one of the openings. Then you'll have a complete idea of how to do it. But you should be able to figure out on your own. You just need the analysis board on chess.com. You need the opening moves, which is the Chess Open Explorer. You go to 365chess.com and click on Opening Explorer. And that's pretty much all you need. Then you just need a WordPad or Word document kind of thing, or a notebook that's a physical notebook, and just start making notes. Start writing down lines, check them with the engine, and then you'll know if it's playable. And it's kind of a laborious task, but that's why you gotta love the game. You gotta love it to do it, and you gotta be excited. You gotta be excited to do it, or really bored and just have nothing else to do. So a combination of those will make you a great chess player. So that's it for now. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'm going to have many more videos, and you're not going to want to miss it. And I hope you have a great day. So goodbye.